Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Eddie Jennings from EJSLLC.com. This video is another in my practice session series for the Red Hat Certified Specialist in Containers Exam EX188. Before I dive in, I want to thank returning subscribers for watching another video, as well as invite anyone who's watching, if you haven't subscribed, to click that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the video, make sure you click like. Also, a reminder that these are my practice sessions in preparation for the exam, which is in just under 2 weeks. And the idea is I'll go over whatever objective and try to do some examples of it. And if I feel confident at the end of the video, great. If not, then I have a couple of weeks left to do some more preparation before the exam. These videos are not intended to be tutorials, nor are they intended to be training materials. I do try to have the information as accurate as possible because I'm obviously preparing for the exam, but I myself am learning, so I'm not really in a position to do teaching of this stuff yet, perhaps in the future. However, if you are also preparing for the exam, you might find some of the methods that I'm using to practice the objectives useful, and you might adopt those yourselves if you find them to be effective. So continuing with the run containers locally using Podman section, we're going to be looking at get application logs. And this is obviously going to be different than get container logs, but I was trying to think through what this objective was really looking for, and this is what I think it means. Of course, I may be wrong. Hopefully I'm not, and I'll find out on the exam if I'm wrong or not, but this is what I think is going on. So let's say we want to run, we'll just use good old HTTPD. So I'm going to Podman run, put it in the background. We'll name it web1, and we'll grab HTTPD image, registry.access.redhat. Still looks wrong, but we'll find out. .com/ubi8 HTTPD24. Nope, that was right. Now, I didn't expose ports or anything, which is fine. We don't necessarily need to do that for this exercise. But the objective is specifically talking about application logs. And from what I understand from a Podman perspective, like your logging options are whatever the logs that what's coming in standard out, which you can do Podman logs to get that. And that, I believe, will probably include some application information. But let's say that you wanted the specific log files. So one thing you can do, let's actually inspect the image. I guess we can inspect the running container real quick. So Podman inspect, we called that what, web1? Yeah, pipe it to JQ. There's something I'm looking for with this. It'd be environment, maybe? No. Well, it is, but that's not where I'm looking. So I want to see if there's an environment variable that talks about logging. So the log path, and there is. See, where would that be? That would be under config and env. I guess that makes sense because the command, if you want to feed it an environment variable, is env. But what we're looking at is var log HTTPD. So I guess a couple of things if we wanted to view view? Or get. All right, so if we wanted to get the application logs, I'm trying to think, would Podman CP grab a whole directory? Let's put it to the test. All right, so let's try this. We're going to do Podman CP web1, and we are trying to get var log HTTPD, and we'll dump it to here. Let's see what happens. Huh, did that grab everything? It might have. Well, well, there's nothing in those files. They have a size of 0 bytes. Well, all right, so that could be one thing we can do. What I was initially thinking of to try to find the logs was doing a Podman exec IT into web1. Just run bash and navigate over to var log. Yeah, that's what's in there. So nothing else hidden. I'd say audit.log. The directory we're in is varlog HTTPD, and I believe that's where it said when we were inspecting the varlog HTTPD, and that's where I will typically go to try to find HTTPD logs. Perhaps that's what the objective is wanting you to do. It's wanting you to look at the metadata, find out where logging might be, and then go to it. I know if there's anything in the working directory. So that's opt. It's going to be your source code. It's like nothing there in Etsy. I mean, there's the directory httpd.d. See if there's anything in there. Nope. And we have, you know, the source directory, which, by the way, I think in my previous video I was kind of confused with that container entry point as being a thing. That's apparently a script that's in the container that's expecting arguments that it's getting from CMD that will do whatever it is that you're wanting the container to do, which I thought was kind of interesting. So let's look at src, nothing in there. So I would interpret this as like using Podman CP to copy out the log files from wherever it is that you are, that, you know, or not from wherever it is, from whatever container you're wanting to get that from to your container host. I do want to look at one thing though with Podman CP. Let's see, copies chown files. Well, I was curious to see if there was an option to like put stuff into tar and compress it somehow. Let's look at Podman CP. See if there's any information with that. Stream a tar archive. Interesting. There's just information. Let's see. No, that talks about GUID and such. Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's more to this, but sometimes the objectives are kind of less theoretical and more just, can you run this command? And I think that's the case here. So to grab your application logs, I guess one method would be look at metadata to see if there's any variable that indicates where logs will go, and then use Podman CP to copy the logs out of the container and onto your container host. So short and sweet. I'm pretty verbose in the video, so I'm sure you as my audience will appreciate this short one. If you did enjoy the video, do click like, and as I always remind you, thank you to returning subscribers for watching another video. And if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, do click the subscribe button. Thank you for your time, and I will see you the next time.